Hi, and welcome to Prep Rally, brought to you by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Tuesday night was a built-in open date for teams in the 6A West, but with just 3 games left in the regular season, the battle for playoff seedings are on. Last Friday night, the 6A West girls race got a little bit of clarity to it as Bentonville now has a 2-game lead over second place Fayetteville after its 47-27 beatdown at home. Bentonville, they dominated this game, specifically 6'4" junior Miriam Dowda, who had a double-double in scoring and rebounding, and she also blocked 6 shots in this game. Dowda is the #1 rated post player in the 2021 class. Remember, she's just a junior, and the number 22 rated player overall. She was a force at both ends of the floor, said Lady Tiger coach Tom Hallman.
You know, Marion did a fantastic job tonight cleaning up the middle, but our guards did a great job just getting down there on the shoes and just contesting shots, and I couldn't be more pleased with these young ladies.
Jada picked up.
It was a special night all the way around for Dowda. I mean, not only did she lead her team to a big win, she also surpassed a huge milestone when she went over the 1,000 career point mark. And she was honored Friday night after the game with the game ball, and she celebrated this with her teammates.
Coach Umpires presented the game ball signed by all players in recognition of this accomplishment. With Miriam are her dad, Holly, and her grandfather, Ron, and all the girls basketball teams. Ladies and gentlemen, number 30,
So Dowda is not just a presence in the low post, she also showed off her perimeter game by knocking down a 3-pointer in this game, which she dedicated to post players who might not get an opportunity to shoot 3-pointers much. So again, congratulations to Miriam. And wow, I mean, this big win moved Bentonville 2 games up on Fayetteville with 3 games to play. So it looks like Bentonville is going to be a good bet to lock up that #1 seed in the 6A West girls. Now in the 6A Central girls side, the Fort Smith Northside Lady Bears, they're setting the pace, and the defending state champions look like they're headed to a league title and the #1 seed at the 6A state tournament, which will be in 2 weeks in Bryant. Northside on Tuesday down Conway 86-69. Jersey Wolfenbarger had 28 for the Lady Bears in that big win. In the 6A West on the boys side, Springdale Harbor, they're continuing to set the pace. They have a 1-game lead on Rogers High. Now Harbor going into its big game at home Friday night, trying to hold serve in the West. Now keep an eye on that Rogers and Bentonville boys game coming up Friday night. Bentonville coming into this game off a big win against Fayetteville. So Bentonville's got a little momentum going in, and Rogers, of course, trying to hold on to that #2 and stay in contention for that #1 spot. In the 6A Central on the boys side, North Little Rock, now they've opened up now a big lead over defending state champion Fort Smith Northside after the Grizzlies lost their 3rd straight game Tuesday night. They fell to Conway 56-48, so the Grizzlies are really struggling right now. Friday's schedule looms large, especially for Northside, because North Little Rock is coming in on Friday night, so that will be a big game for the Northside boys. And then the 6A West, again, keep an eye on that Rogers-Bentonville boys game. Tigers riding momentum, big win against Fayetteville Friday, so that should be a good one. And here's a look at the rest of Friday's schedule. Now for teams in Class 4 and below, now this is conference tournament week and into this weekend as these schools have started their postseason play. Regional tournaments then will begin next week, and then all teams in all classifications will go to their state tournaments the following week. But this week, big for regional tournament action coming up for the smaller schools. And we'll have coverage of all postseason tournament play in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette as well as online at nwaonline.com. And we'll take a break right here and leave you with some of the amazing photos that we've gotten from this past week's sporting events. If you'd like to purchase any of these photos, you can do so online at nwaonline.com/photos. When we come back, we will recap the 6A Central or the 6A Conference swim meet that was held at the Jones Center last week. We'll also take a look at last week's 6A West Conference wrestling meet and this week's Players of the Week. The conference swim meet was held last week at the Jones Center in Springdale. The swimmers and divers, they have started their postseason run of the conference meet. Is the first tournament that they have, the first big competition that they have, and then these swimmers and divers will move on to the state swim and dive meet. Now that'll be held in Bentonville at the Bentonville Community Center, and you know there will be some records that will fall at that meet, so you'll want to keep an eye on that, and we'll have full coverage of that in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. The prep wrestling season will reach its zenith this weekend with the state wrestling tournaments going on in Little Rock. Last weekend in the conference tournament that was held at Bentonville West High School, Bentonville wrestling team swept both the boys and the girls conference titles. And Bentonville, of course, will be a favorite this weekend at the state wrestling meet in Little Rock. This year, the girls are sanctioned for the first time in wrestling, and their tournament will be held on Thursday, and then the boys will wrestle on Friday and Saturday. Our Paul Boyd will be there covering all of the wrestling starting Thursday with the girls through Saturday's final rounds, and we will have full coverage in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette as well as online at nwaonline.com. With her huge win last week against Fayetteville, Miriam Dowda was the obvious choice for this week's Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Girls Player of the Week. In addition to her big game against Fayetteville, she also had 17 points on Tuesday night in a big win for the Lady Tigers. So congratulations to Miriam. On the boys' side, Paxton Barnett of Elkins, what a week he had to help the Elks get a share of the 3A1 conference title. On Tuesday night, the Elks beat Waldron, and Barnett had 14 points in that game. But on Friday, in a big win against Charleston, he had 24 points. The Elks won. They shared the conference title with Waldron and with Charleston. And Elkins is the number 2 seed for this week's conference tournament. So congratulations to Paxton and to Miriam again, this week's Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Players of the Week. If you want to know more about them, you can see the story at nwaonline.com. So that's it for this week's edition of Prep Rally. Thanks for watching.